Hello everyone, this is Taylor Edrington with Royal Gorge Anglers in Canyon City, Colorado, the oldest fly shop and guide service on the Arkansas River and only Orvis Endorsed Outfitter on the Arkansas River Basin. Thanks so much for viewing. We are moving now into September, folks, moving into that highly awaited fall season on the Arkansas, which provides excellent conditions and opportunities for both wading and some continued floating on the river, and just a smorgasbord of hatches and bug activity, really happy fish, and obviously brown trout population beginning to go into pre-spawn, so very aggressive, very opportunistic feeding, and really just an overall great time to be on the river. Right now we're looking at flows at right at average for this time period, right about 500 CFS in the upper Bighorn Canyon, 600 CFS in lower Bighorn Canyon, and about 250 CFS at Granite on the upper basin. We've got really good fishability throughout Bighorn Canyon today. We've had some spot showers, kind of a slight continuation of monsoon activity in the afternoons on 1 out of 5 days, and so every now and then we will have some off-color short little slugs move through, but nothing you can't get above or get below. The last few days we've really had kind of some nice dry weather, and so things are looking really strong on the river, and perfect clarity, in many areas. So we should see continuation of that dry weather. Forecast has 0 to 10% chance of showers here for the next 10 days to 2 weeks. So river should drop, just slightly, possibly 450 CFS in the upper canyon and 550 in the lower canyon here over the next few weeks. And through the month of September, we should have fantastic conditions. Remember, September and October are some of the really prime time months on the river. Not only, like I said, great wading opportunities, easy wading at those flows, but also a continuation of opportunity to float the river before it gets just too low in the month of October. So you've got some really nice options to get out here, and obviously the cooler weather throughout the day, daytime highs being lower is also just a huge plus, and so you've got more consistent fishing throughout the day, whereas in July and August it's really, fishing early and fishing late. Those are your best windows of opportunity, whereas, as we get into September and October and that whole autumn season, we really start to see great productivity throughout the day, starting early and having some really good dry and dry dropper opportunities in the morning, really good nymphing throughout the middle of the day, and coming back to that dry fly, spinner fall opportunities in the evenings within the red quill and PMD population, as well as some really good streamer activity late in the day, or continuation of nymphing. Really, we've seen one of the better water years we've seen in many years. Obviously, heavy rains in late July and early August. We received over 20 inches of rain, whereas our normal annual rainfall is about 14 inches. So everything's really green, and we've got good moisture content, which is great. Keep wildfires at bay, and everything's nice and green and beautiful. But flows have maintained in the average category, for throughout that time period. Few days slightly higher, but right now, like I said, we're back down to average and really good good options across the board for wading and floating both, and that will just continue. Obviously, if you want to float the river, you probably need to do it in the next month. We always do get pretty low. We'll probably get, in that 300 to 400 CFS window in October. So that makes it very technical, and fish get really spooky out of the boat at that point in time. So if you do want to come float, do that in the next month. But like I said, wading opportunities will continue into the month of November. And just a reminder, that the climate in our area is very, very, we're a high desert, climate, and so we're going to see some nice fishing conditions into the month of November. Many, many times, some beautiful weather through Thanksgiving time period. As for what's going to go on in the next month or so, we've really started to see some really strong red quill activity here over the last few weeks, both, on the red quill nymph, in the morning, and some hatching, some adult activity throughout the day, and then spinner falls in the evenings, and also some spinner falls in the mornings. Pale morning dun activity continues to be strong. Spinner falls happening, in the morning and evening as well. We are seeing a lot of caddis activity subsurface. Stonefly activity continues to be strong, as it is 365 days a year. And like I said, the streamer activity is great. Throw in some crane fly activity as well. We've got just a literal smorgasbord of bug activity, and the fish are definitely responding to that. Fish are as healthy as we've seen them, fat and happy, so to speak. Get out here and enjoy this fishing. I am going to show you some patterns, what we like to kind of look at here for over the next few weeks to a month. In the month of September, really focusing on red and rust-colored nymphs, dries, emergers within that red quill category. Also, we like to fish that same coloration within our attractor dries. And then a variety of stonefly nymphs, obviously, to nymph with if you're running a double or triple nymph rig. Your pale morning duns, like I said, and then just a variety of other patterns. If you are running dry dropper, which typically we like to run in the morning and in the evening, lower light time periods is when, are definitely when fish are more prone to look up and be active on those big attractor dries. So we like to run those as prospecting rigs, in the morning and evening. That's just a great thing to do. Within that dry fly category, like I said, we are fishing more kind of red-bodied and rust-bodied attractor dries, but still focusing on good buoyance and easy-to-see patterns. So your red chubby Chernobyl would be one. You've obviously, got your Amy's Ant pattern, which is just a standby on this river. Here's a red Amy's Ant. Okay. Another chubby pattern that we really like around here is the Royal body chubby. Royal seems to be an excellent pattern. Color for attractor patterns in the late August, September time period. Your Royal Hippie Stomper, another great, easy to see, buoyant attractor. Red Hippie Stomper. So you can kind of see a pattern here, red and royal, definite, colors to focus on. Here's your Royal Stimulator, rubber leg, really good fly. So those are good attractor dries. And then, like I said, for your hatch matchers, you really want to focus on the adults in the PMD and red quill category, and also the spinners in those two bug life cycles. You've got your red quill adult with the high vis quill, Okay. You've got your red quill spinner, and I've got two different versions because the spinner is really the important pattern. Red quill crystal wing spinner. Okay. And then the red quill profile spinner, which is a high vis version of that spinner. Then you've got your pale morning dun, and Morish's Mayday has been my go-to for that pale morning dun adult. And then you've got your PMD spinner, which is just a real generic fly, but a little bit of flash to it in that crystal wing spinner. Sorry, get a better look at that. There's that PMD spinner. Okay. So that kind of does it for your dries. You've got your attractors and you've got your hatch matchers there. As for your nymph category, you've obviously got your bigger nymphs for double nymphing, both dark and orangish to light gold rubber leg stones have been good. So there's two different rubber leg stones to kind of look at. Okay. You've got Charlie Craven's 2-bit stone, which has been just a standby for us here for the last month. Great lead fly, super heavy, good profile. The sideways stone, which is a newer pattern, really cool imitation. That's the sideways stone. Crane fly larvae are also key. A lot of crane fly active in the substrate. So there's your Frank Smether's crane bomb. And here is the C4 crane, that little trigger color. Okay. As far as your dropper nymphs are concerned, to whether you're going under a dry or under a stone fly or crane fly, you don't want to forget your yellow Sally nymphs. Iron Sally is still a very, very productive fly. John Barr's hair copper is one of my favorites in that yellow Sally category for the nymph. Then in the red quill category, which is obviously a primary, we've got the 2-bit hooker in the red color. Mike Mercer's micro mayfly, great attractor nymph. Shea Gunkel's radiation in the orange and red. And then in your PMD category, you again have Mike Mercer's micro mayfly in the yellow, electric yellow color. And the crystal hunchback is one of my favorites. It's kind of a rusty yellow. Okay. And then, like I said, a lot of caddis activity in the substrate as well. Shea Gunkel's splat roller. And then Barr's uncased caddis, which is a great free-swimming caddis larva. Okay. And like I said, streamer activity is very strong and will be as fish get very, very, our brown trout population gets very territorial, some of the best streamer activity happens in September and October, so do keep that in mind. Definitely want to have streamers on you. Some of our favorites are the Dirty Hippie in the olive color, the Dirty Hippie in the North Platte brown color, the Lunch Money in that shad color, the real light color, the Lunch Money in the brown trout color. And basically we're running any of those patterns I've just showed you as a lead fly. Nice and heavy, gets the fish's attention. And then for trailers, one of our primaries is the natural colored slump buster. And the olive bowface is one of our favorites as well right now. So we'll run those heavy tippet, short short drop, 8 to 10 inches max on your drop to that second streamer. Use that first fly, like I said, as an attractor, and then go from there. So, a lot going on. I've showed you a lot of patterns. There's a lot of bug activity right now. Fish, again, are going to be very opportunistic. Don't be surprised when they hit big dry flies during this time period. They're, the brown trout population is starting to get into that pre-spawn window, and so they're very opportunistic feeders, trying to gain calories before spawning, and very territorial as well, aggressive feeders. So a lot of fun, and being in that the Arkansas is 80% to 90% brown trout. Just a great time to fish the river, obviously. Like I said, conditions should be great stem to stern through the month of September. It's one of our more consistent time periods for really strong conditions on the river. So look for that to continue through the month of September and October. And please do let us know if you have any questions. Toll free 888-994-6743 or at info@royalgorgeanglers.com. It's been my pleasure to talk to you today. We look forward to you coming down to the river to enjoy some time on the water. Please do stop by the fly shop. We're located 2 miles west of Canyon City, and have our own turning lane at Skyline Drive right off US 50. Stop in, say hello, pick up some bugs or some information, and head upriver and have a great time. Like I said, we welcome any questions you may have, and we look forward to seeing you on the river sometime soon. Thanks so much.